Dearly beloved, 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 it has been a minute since I have gone live from my laptop. So today is August the 4th, 2024. It is a new moon today. I don't necessarily believe that I'm waiting for people to come in because I don't typically go live, as I said, and I I just came today because I wanted to really sit down and take a moment and share a dream. As I said in the description, I don't typically share dreams, and neither do I interpret them publicly. I've been challenged to pay more attention to my dreams as they have taken on new form and fashion in these days. Very vivid, very profound. And over the time of, I say, the course of the last 3 months or so, definitely since February, I would say, um, my dreams have been becoming more vivid. And initially, they started out as being very um, busy and scattered and such, but they're becoming clearer. So that's an indication that I am also becoming clearer. So, this dream that I had last night was prompted by, I won't say prompted, but it followed a ritual, a practice that I did yesterday. Um, that I knew that it was time to do some cleansing, getting ready for this Lions Gate portal. It was very necessary to put things in order, get your house in order, your spiritual house, which is basically your mindset, your soul cleansing, getting things that don't belong out of the way, clearing any blockages. And this is something that we do often. We should be doing often, but even more so during these very auspicious opportunities that the universe, that spirit has built into the divine plan and the divine course of things. This Lionsgate portal coming up is really the 888. It's August the 8th in the year of 2024, which is 8. And so this one is really, really an opportunity that we don't want to miss. And so I actually have been blessed to really know that this is a special day and time and season for me personally. I know this without a doubt. Like the month of August, I had went into it with intention on really setting the stage for clarity and for rebirth, as my birthday is in September. And the month of August is very special to me. And I said that I would do some purging of something that no longer served me, like whether it's behaviors and attitudes or habits, you know, thinking that was not serving me well, whatever it was. I was determined and intentional about clearing that for the month of August as I prepare for my birthday, a divine day. And so my father, bless his soul and his spirit as he's in eternal place, he passed away on August the 8th of 2017. And my mother, who is in heaven as well, is in that divine space, is in the eternity. I don't know, she may be doing something else on another realm, another timeline, right? But she passed away on August the 13th of 2021. And so that year was the year 2021 when I knew it's over, right? The old karmic stuff, it's over. And that morning when my mother had passed that day, I kind of woke up with this like, when did my dad pass away? Energy. Like, because I had another person in my a loved one transition in January of the same 2021 year. So for some reason that morning I woke up and I was like, when did my father transition? And I saw that he had actually transitioned on the 8th of the month. And then I was getting ready to kind of be overtaken by an emotion of grief. But I quickly closed my Bible and I was like, I don't have time for this. Like, I got to go to work. And, powerful beings, we don't grieve as the world grieves. And I just took control of the moment and went to work. And soon thereafter, before lunch, my mom was in distress. And I was notified and, the rest. But on to this dream. I don't want to belabor the point, but I did want to come and just kind of be casual and take my time. I'm playing frequency of 888, the Lions Gate portal frequency in the background. I hope you can hear it. And so yesterday, in preparation, just thinking, one of the readers, her name is Shavi Zane. I love her to pieces. I'm grateful that she has come into my energy field. Um, I will try to put her information maybe in the description or something, but Shavi Zane, ChavviZane. Please look her up. She had given a message of a dream that she had in regards to this 888 portal and the preparation that we needed to take for this opportunity. And so, I listened and I had already had the inclination that I needed to do some things, but she gave some clear instructions and I followed them and I did some clearing, right? Some of the things that no longer served me well, the energies that, I needed to bind and burn up, I did just that. And I wrote a lot of things on some paper and burned that baby up, okay? And so I proceeded with my ritual and lit my candle and set intention as ordered by the spirit as Shavi presented it. And I proceeded with my day. To be clear, I determined not to have any wine yesterday, nothing to tinkle and drink and cloud my thoughts. So I thought, and I went on to sleep. But before I went to sleep, I read a scripture. I don't refer back to the Bible often, but I do know the scripture. And my spirit guides had me go to a scripture of the parable of the wheat and the tares. And so the parable of the wheat and the tares, I've always heard it and I've recalled it. But this time it resonated. It resonated. I used to think like, well, what do you mean, Yeshua? Like, why let the wheat and the tares stay together, right? Grow together. And in that scripture, the servant, one of the servants wanted to go out and immediately, tear up rip up the tares. And Yeshua has said, don't do that, because if you rip up the tares, you may destroy the wheat. Because we planted seeds for wheat, and like, where these tares came from? Where are they coming from? And the enemy comes and puts these seeds of tares in your field. And what are those tares? Like, spirit showed me very clearly. woo, I had never seen it before. But those tares that the enemy planted, those are our wicked and evil consciousness, thoughts and feelings and emotions and lies that we tell ourselves, that our ego plants, that ego, that evil consciousness that tells us to be fearful, that tells us to doubt, that evil consciousness that tells us that we're not worthy, that we're not ready, that we'll never obtain that harvest. The wish fulfillment is just not coming. That's the evil consciousness, and those are the tares and the naysayers that tell us, oh, that's not a good idea. You might not want to do this, you might not want to do that. The evil consciousness from within and from without was what spirit led me to understand, and overstand as being the tares in the field amongst the wheat, the things that I desire, the things that I believe in, the things that I want to materialize, I want to manifest for my highest good, right? The wheat's there, but with the tares can sometimes seemingly be overwhelming and seemingly be like ruining your crop, ruining your grass. You ever have like a beautiful lawn and there's all these dandelions and you're just like, where are they coming from? You just want to go out there and tear them up, poison them. And so when I read that scripture, it was just, I was enlightened. It was an enlightening moment, and I was like, wow. So the field master is said to have said, let them grow together. And in the time of harvest, go and gather the tares first. Gather them tares up first. See, in the time of harvest, the wheat has grown to its fullest maturity and it's strong and in its own right. So you can go out there and gather up those tares without harming the wheat. So when the time of harvest comes, go and gather up that crop of tares and bundle that sugar honey iced tea up. Bundle up those tares and then burn them. What? I finally got it. I had already done that in my preparation process. As I stated earlier, I wrote a lot of things down, a lot of tear energy, a lot of evil consciousness, a lot of fears and doubts, and anything that I knew of and didn't know of, known and unknowns, conscious and subconscious. And I bundled them up and I burned them. And that was the instruction in that scripture. Bundle them babies up and burn them. And then gather the harvest of wheat and put it in your storehouse that you would have it, right? And that was such a blessing to be able to get that from Spirit directly. And so I proceeded to go on to sleep. And I went to sleep and, I did my meditation. I meditate every night. I'm in a constant state of meditation at times. And so as I slept, I remembered this dream when I woke up. And I wasn't physically distressed by the dream, but I remembered it clearly. I'm a service person, as many chosen ones are, Christ conscious beings as we are. I'm a service person. I give service in everything that I do. I add value to lives, period, right? And so in my business of giving service, sometimes I end up in places that are really heavy laden, burdened energies, um, meaning well, but very needy. And in this dream, I recall that I was giving some act of service at someone's home. And I entered into the home, and it was a dark environment, very dark. And there was an elder woman and an elder male. And they had some type of gathering earlier before I came, and they were wrapping that gathering up while I was there. And I supported them with some words and some documents that we had to prepare, and they offered me a meal. And I remember declining the meal because it didn't seem like an environment that I wanted to eat from and in, and the energies. I'm very careful about where I eat and who I eat from. And so I declined the meal, and they were like, well, you've been here, let's wrap it up. So I had to go out the back door of this home. And I was like, okay, I had my bags, my little bags, because I'm the bag lady. I had bags, and I'm going out the back door, and I'm always, dressed professionally and very daintily, I guess you would say. And I go out the back door, and it's not a porch or a deck of sorts, but it's these cinder blocks. The back porch, I had to go down about 3 cinder blocks, very deep and wide blocks of concrete rather than a staircase. And so I had to, like, and it was gloomy and it was dark outside to a certain extent. And I had to get out of the backyard or to the street to my car. And so I had to hop down these cinder blocks instead of like walking down the step. I had to kind of like jump on one and then jump on the other and kind of slide down to the ground where it was level. But by the time I got to the last one where I had to slide down, I kind of looked over and I gazed at my truck, which was a very large black truck. I owned one at one point. And on my truck, I saw that the whole front grille of my truck was detached and kind of catacornered to the side. And there was this like construction activity. And there was a truck, maybe it looked like a garbage truck or a dumpster. And these Russian men, white Caucasian Russian men, were operating this truck and doing their business. And it appeared that they had something to do with my bumper, my grill detaching from my vehicle. And, so I kind of got, indignant, and I was demanding. I was like, hey, like, why would you not? Why would you? How did you do that? And you gotta fix that. Like, help me put that bumper or that grill back on my truck. And the Russian man, one of them, there was 3 of them, and the Russian one, he's like, oh, in movies, Russians can be depicted as very abrasive and aggressive and harsh and ruthless, right? Right? That might be a subconscious thing, not to say that they are, but from my experience watching television, this is the narrative that they give about different cultures. And but them, they fit right into this narrative in my dream, and they were just like, oh, we're not fixing anything, right? We like cursing and I said, no, you're going to fix it, or I'm going to call the police. And they laughed. They're like, call the police. Like, they don't give up. What? And so the people at the house, one of the men, he said, you don't want to call the police. You need to call a lawyer. I was like, yeah, I'm going to call a lawyer. And so the Russian was like, you're going to call a lawyer? And he got up and he went over to my grill of my truck, and he picked it up and he slammed it down across the way from my truck, moving it further away, but he slammed it down. And I was devastated. I was like, oh my goodness. He's like, yeah, call the lawyer. And I'll call his wife, I believe he was like, I'll call my wife and she will come and she will annihilate you, right? I was scared. I was scared. I was like, and they were like, come in the house. The family, the man and the woman, come in the house. When I got back in the house, the main Russian guy that was talking aggressively, he wanted to come after me. And so he came into the house. And then somehow, some way, there was a white Russian man with me in the house. And he was ruthless. And when the first Russian man came from outside and came into the house to attack me, the Russian man that was in the house, he took this man's head and he slammed it on some metal, like it was like a scene from Saw. Right? The little bit of scene that I see, right? It was like a bathroom space that was really dirty, and it wasn't well put together, and there was a pipe of some sort sticking out of the bottom of the what probably was the toilet space. And he took this man's head and he slammed it down on this toilet, this pipe thing. The back of his head just burst open, right? And that's on 333. And when his head burst open in the back of his head, he was just out of it, but he was still alive. And this Russian man who was coming to my defense against his own kind, he began to like pour poison, some type of acid type of poison in the man's face and on in his mouth, and forcing him to ingest this poison. And the man was hanging on by a thread, and he slammed him down again, and his eyes became bloodshot red, and he just drowned in his own fluids and in this poison. And so the other two Russian people that were outside came in one by one, wondering what's taking this guy so long. And so when the next one came in, the Russian man that was on my team, he annihilated him. He destroyed. I mean, he demolished these guys. He splintered them. And I was like, oh my goodness. How would this Russian man defend me against his own kind? And so brutally so, he unalived these people in my dream. And so I awoke from that dream and I wrote it down. And my spirit told me that your enemies have been scattered, have been destroyed, utterly destroyed. They will no longer continue to exist on this realm, timeline, and any other dimension and realm. It's just like, the cinder blocks, though. We service people, chosen ones, we go through a lot to be of service. We endure a lot. We put ourselves in places that we would prefer not to be, to serve others. And these people are in some heavy, dark situations. And we go in there with these lights. Like I said, I am dressed and I'm a light bearer, right? And even in real time, when I'm awake, that's a real thing. People acknowledge that. They feel that. So in this dream, I'm in this dark space giving service. And the enemy is out there waiting to destroy, to kill, to steal, and to destroy my inheritance. But the spirit revealed, like, no mas. No mas. You will receive that which is yours by your divine birthright. And the lawyer will defend, baby. He will defend and destroy your enemies. Those tears that you burned up, yeah, they're burnt and they are annihilated. They are into smithereens, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Is every wicked, evil, conscious thought, unconscious, subconscious, internal or external. The lawyer will defend. Oh, it's just so powerful. So powerful. So I woke up assured that I am inheriting the kingdom of heaven here on earth, and there is nothing, no thing, no one that can stop it. Because the great one, the I am that I am, my defender, my strength, my lawyer. See, the enemy will be destroyed by their own devices. See, it was a Russian man that defended me, and he annihilated his own on my behalf. See, the enemy will be made your footstool. This is a new season, baby. This is a whole nother level. So I encourage you to do your work. Don't miss this moment, this opportunity to remove from your consciousness every evil, wicked lie from the evil one, from the enemy, those tears. Bundle them babies up. Bundle them up and burn them. Burn them as ordered. And then you can go and confidently and peacefully gather your harvest. Put in your storehouse for generations. Yeah. So that is that. Beloved, I hope that you were able to listen, to stick with me for this almost half an hour. And I hope that you would if you like, comment, a beautiful, lovely comment, nothing less. And if you choose, subscribe and share this video because this is it. I'm excited. Oh my gosh. And I'm praying that you too would be able to receive this opportunity during this auspicious time to inherit your birthright. Dearly beloved, I love you and I thank you. Namaste.